Hey Rob, welcome in, my friend, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months plus with the XRP predictor. Thank you so much, Rob, for that. Continuing your support. Also the conversations. But before we get into this evening's live, I want to touch base on what we're going to go over. I know we haven't done a live in about, well, not 2 full days, because I did a live 2 days ago in the early morning, or like towards noon, but yesterday we did not have a live. But today, I wasn't sure if I was going to do one. It's the Labor Day weekend. You know, sometimes it's good to clear your head, rest the voice. As far as the lives go, get away from the market just a tad bit. Not like in the full sense, because we still did updates. We had a few things happen today. XRP had a little move up to about 56 cents, but it very well could invalidate the structure. We also had a lot of speculation and conjecture and BS on Twitter, or X, if you guys are aware of what was going on and what was making its rounds. And it's nothing short of embarrassing. So if you're a fan of XRP, make sure you don't get caught up. And two very key accounts. Never, ever, ever, ever trust anything that comes out of two accounts. And I've said it before. But you've got, and it's an interesting dynamic here. Watch what's happening here. So Elon Musk, right? To buy Ripple. Watch this FUD that's going around. And don't get caught up in this. This is where you can lose your ass. Cobb, thank you so much for the $5 donation. That's unbelievable. Thank you so much for that. Where is this? Right here. So you've got a bunch of people perpetrating the same nonsense. FXFC put this out, but that's not the one who started this. You had XRP Productions and a couple of the other ones that always circulate this bullshit. Crypto Geek is another one. They always circulate this on their big following. And now everybody seems to think that Elon Musk is buying Ripple Labs. I've gotten so many messages about this today in my email. It's crazy. But Elon Musk, this is not happening. This is FUD. There's no news about this anywhere legitimately. This is the biggest FUD accounts on X that everybody continues to make rich are the ones who continue to do this. If I told you they had 10 times the followers I have by putting out BS like that, it tells you the exact kind of society we live in today. UK Phil, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP predictor. I didn't realize there was anybody commenting besides a couple already. Wow. But, so don't think that's true. That's not actually an article that went out anywhere. That's just FUD being perpetrated for some easy money for a few. John Hall, welcome in, brother. I'm glad to see you in here. JW, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Howdy to the TFAM indeed. Daniel, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for your second month with Dusty's House Crypto News. Janthony, good evening, and thank you for still being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. Silver Days XRP says smash the likes. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for that. Smash the like, or Silver Days. XRP Army is king. I do love the XRP Army. I didn't become the XRP Future Millionaire because I didn't believe in the potential. That's for sure. XRP King, welcome in. Jason Sata, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for... Was that the I Told You So badge? Well over a year if it is the I Told You So badge, but it could have been another one. I got to look at that again. We'll go over the XRP chart as the bearish bias continues. I did an update earlier where we talked about the potential did we put in a reversal, a double bottom, and stuff like that. We needed to break up past where we did, but now it looks like we're going to invalidate that structure, and then right after that, we're likely, if this were to break down, invalidate this thesis as well, the short-term thesis, and just continue to solidify the longer-term move. So I was a little disappointed earlier. I had bought into a copy trade at about 50, what was it? 55.5758, somewhere in there. The price went down, and because of the HOTCOIN differential on the exchange, it actually stopped me out when the price came nowhere near my stop loss, or my stop loss target, and it stopped me out, and the price never even came near there. But there's a discrepancy on the exchange. For the members, you can see it in the members only video on YouTube. I didn't want to share it publicly because it's more personal, but it definitely happened. And then it ended up making my first move up to 56.1. And Rob I was talking to in real time. And as it was happening, and it was pretty disappointing to see. Because it cost me about an 8 to 10% profitability on a trade. And then it ended up costing me about $9 on the closure. So it was pretty disappointing to see that. But, you know, it at least tells me a lot more about where we're at with HOTCOIN and what assets we can use. Clearly not XRP, because it's, well, I'm not going to say you can't in a leverage trade. For me, copy trading, it started me down 3.7%, if anybody's wondering. So, and then it was just the transparency. But anyhow, beyond that, let's see. Shane, welcome in from Melbourne, Australia. Excellent to see you in here. DJ RC, welcome in, and thanks for being in your first month of Tom's Army with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Oh, I kid you not. That is my face superimposed down there. I kid you not. Yes, it is. So we got a lot to talk about, including the escrow details. A lot of people were messaging me about this. This was the #1 thing I was messaged about. Asked me why there wasn't a lot of details today, which there wasn't. But I managed to find the right article to where I could tie it down to the actual transactions that occurred. And we can talk about the phases of them. And we can also talk about some other factors. We'll talk about what Fred Rispoli said about the SEC. If they lose their appeal, they could potentially have to pay back the $125 million fine. So that's another reason why you might not get an appeal. You know, that's something that they would have to consider as well. So a lot to talk about here. I know it's a Labor Day weekend, but I couldn't help but coming live. Some of you realize we're in month 14 now. Month 14 without a haircut. Goatee's getting pretty long. It's all getting pretty long now. As I said, I would not cut my hair until XRP at all-time highs 14 months ago, or until we hit $1. And now it's been even 14 months since I even made that proclamation. Almost 3 years since XRP's hit $1. We'll go over the crypto fear and greed index. And before we leave, we'll make sure to touch base on Bitcoin. We'll pay attention closer to Ethereum, because that's how we're going to copy trade from now on. There's more comfort in that positioning. Rob, I'm glad we held off at 2,472 on the back test, because it just looked bearish on the way back down. But we got a lot to talk about. Crypto Scrooge, welcome in. There's a name from all the way back to the beginning. In fact, Crypto Scrooge has the not just a trusted mod. He's got the XRP Diamond Hands badge. You got to be in Tom's Army for 3+ years to get that Diamond Hands badge. Wow. What a guy. He even had a station about solo for a while that I really appreciated. Taught me a lot. Ethereum is dropping. It sure is, Rob, as of right now. We'll take a look at all of the finer details. Bitcoin's back under 58K. XRP still looks positioned to break down to 49.9 cents roughly, unless we can invalidate this thesis and this short-term trend that was trying to build doesn't get invalidated. But to me, it still seems bearish. And honestly, would I be shocked if everybody was shorting it down? No. But it's very difficult to short this market, because there's a lot of things that happen within not just the exchanges that might not meet the eye, but you get liquidity issues as well, where you'll have a drop down and then all of a sudden you'll have a liquidity tug of 1.7% or 5.4%. It just happens day by day, and it makes it a little difficult. Now, this bearish bias continues. We have a technical target down to 50 cents as of right now. It's in real time, it's at 50 cents. It's at 50 cents. And the only way to invalidate this thesis is to not only break this downtrending resistance that's now formed, but we're going to have to come back up over 57.15 and then ultimately break back over 64 cents. Tall task indeed, folks. Tall task indeed. And right now, if you're asking me, we should probably be paying attention more at the short here, because we've been talking about the last several days. There was a minor opportunity today that I got bent over the railing by the exchange and screwed out of oblivion. All of $9, but still I'm very disappointed at that, because I had it set up so perfectly for the one moment that I could have capitalized, and I got bent over. So even when you do, I've said this many times, you could do everything right. You could have everything set up exactly like you want, and it may not have even done anything to get you out. And yet there can be a discrepancy like we had today. And it's unbelievable. So anyhow, makes me happy though to be here. Good, bad, or indifferent, I'm happy to trade with everybody. We're still up 223+%. I think it's actually like 227%, but whatever. We take the good with the bad, and you know what? We do it together. So make sure to hit that like button as we're starting to drop here pretty quickly. We'll do the intro so we can timestamp this. I don't know how many people are going to be here. Don't care how many people are here, to be honest. I'm not going to check until about 7 o'clock. So whether there's 1 or 100 or 5 billion or 0, which I know there's more than 0, I'm going to continue to do this and not worry about everybody who's watching, except for the ones who are commenting. Syrian, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 months, or your second month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. CJ2 Pilot, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6 months plus with the XP Meteor, or the XP Predictor. Mr. Tony Carter, hashtag Mother Second Choice. He actually has, he gave me some great intel about the ISO, which I'm going to have to get my phone. I don't know if I sent it over to my email, and since Telegram's not working right now on my tablet for whatever reason, it's all locked up. But thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. How incredibly awesome is that? So please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this live so more and more people can find their way here. Very, very important here. Very important. Nothing we haven't talked about, but now we are about to slip under the 2018 resistance support structure. That was resistance for almost 7 years now, but now it was trying to act as support. But once again, we're starting to dump here as we thought we would. And the short-term narrative earlier that we were talking about, can we break out or is it just a fake out? Turned out as of right now to be a fake out, and now it looks like we're down to the, I guess we can't say it's not a breakout, it's just a breakdown if it continues. And we're coming up to a very key area. Let me do timestamp this. Make sure to hit that like button so we're recommended on YouTube so that they allow people to see it through the YouTube news feed, whether you've seen my content or not. Make sure to hit that like button. I'll catch you on the other side of this beautiful, beautiful intro done by Steven back all the way in July of 2021. Whether it's HD or not, it's high def enough for me, and it's always going to be my intro forever. So get used to it. Good evening, 6:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, September 1st, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Once again, we see one of the worst parts of the XRP community. One of the worst parts about the ones who try to exploit the XRP lovers. One of the worst things that could ever happen to a retail investor that doesn't know otherwise. They read an article like that. They read these slime balls, these sleaze balls on X or Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. And what ends up happening? People give up their hopes and dreams, and then what? Then what? They realize that it's false intel, and then they just further hate XRP. They further hate the ones who are trying to perpetrate real influencers and the ones who are trying to perpetrate a realism within their work, even though it's just a facade. It's one of the most disturbing things I've seen out of any community in crypto. The amount of people who try to take advantage of the innocent retail holders of XRP, it's a shame. And it extends all the way out to the SEC, to Ripple Labs, to Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, if you're watching, you're part of this too, buddy. You know, it goes out to all of them. And it's in different ways. It's in different ways. The exploitation from Ripple Labs to us is the fact that they sell XRP at a different price than on the exchange for institutions, which you need to happen to fund the project. So to think that we're individually funding the project as a retail investor, yeah, you got to read a little bit deeper. So now that we're past that, XRP sits at 51.12 cents. We're down 2.66% on the day, and it seems like with this bearish bias is continuing. This bearish bias seems to be continuing, and now we're threatening coming below, unfortunately. And right now, I believe in real time, it's just about 55 cents. Let me put on the price label, as I don't think I'm seeing comments now. So hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully everybody's just listening. I hope my comments didn't get shadow banned during this live, but would it surprise me? No, I always get shadow banned, so that's just the way it goes. Hopefully you guys can comment and I'll be able to see it. I don't have my phone out here, so if you are trying to comment, I apologize. I'll have to go inside and grab it. Good, good, mic check. Excellent. Thank you for that, JW. Thank you for that. Hilton, welcome in, and thank you for tuning in from, I believe that's at London. Excellent. Devin's also in the house. Long time, mod. And I believe he's over a year in Tom's Army. Don't hold me to it. I'll see when somebody else comments. Yes, over a year with the I told you so badge. You don't catch flack if you ain't over the target. That's right, Daniel. That's right, Daniel. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the emoji badge of Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. I don't think we're going to be able to avoid this, folks. I don't. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, we could. What the hell am I talking about? This was the whole point of coming out earlier when I came on for the update. We can avoid this if one thing happens, and I tried to play into it in my update this early afternoon. Boom, boom, boom. You have to have this play out as an inversion. Otherwise, it plays out as, guess what? Bear flag. But right now, we were trying to invalidate it. But now it just seems to be coming back through. But this is a very key setup here. If this does break this down, it's over. Oh, God, the RSI looks awful right now. Yes, it looks like it's over. It's heading into overbought. Or, I mean, oversold. Overbought. But it's going into oversold as it goes up. So, the fact it pushed back up like this is not a good sign. Now, is it going to go down to 49.9? Maybe not. Maybe not. We might be able to stop ourselves here at 53.9. God, we better hope so. If you don't want it to go down there, I personally do because it needs to happen one way or the other. But maybe we could stop at 53.9. But the issue we've created for ourselves here on this Labor Day weekend, thinly traded, all the way through Tuesday, might I add you, which is a pain in the ass here. That looks like they're going to exploit the crypto market on this thinly traded weekend. I'm just letting everybody know. Looks like they're going to bend us over. And if you're leverage trading to the long side, you're getting bent over. Even my risky trade I did earlier was stupid because I did it with XRP because of the discrepancy. Even though we nailed it, it sucks because you don't get rewarded for a nailed trade if it plays out like this. Hey, remember what I was telling you, Rob? How it flipped bearish on us in the 30-minute? You happy now that we probably listened to our wise wisdom here and didn't attempt something? And maybe I should have tried the maybe I should try the short side of it one day, but I try to do it from the long side when it gives us a moment like that so we can watch the entirety of a pattern. In my experience, when I started shorting the market more, I would focus on all the drops and never pay attention to, paying attention to the actual ebb and flows. So right now, there's a lot of opportunity. Rob, we got screwed earlier, as you know, because we hit that opportunity. We could have bought that 558. My target was 56.1. And it hit perfectly. Right to the 200-day and the 15 and 30-minute. And unfortunately, it just panned out the way it is. But that's the beauty of crypto. You have to be prepared for a loss even if you won. I don't know how else to put it. So if you can get past all of that, if you can keep your emotion in check through all that. And it was a little comforting because I was talking to Rob. So having somebody to bounce it off of and seeing it in real time, it makes you feel like you're not crazy. And the discrepancy right now is that they pushed it up and what was happening within that moment, yeah, it looked a little okay. But what led me to believe that something wasn't right is right when it pulled down in the 15, it should not have pulled down that much. It should not have pulled down that much. Yes, okay, see, some of you are commenting about the USDT. It went up. Okay, I want to see what that comment said because I don't want to say it. I just seen USDT out of the corner of my eye, and since I can't see out of my left eye, I was trying to read it with my right eye. Check the USDT dominance. I believe it's heading for the 702. Should reject hard from there, and boom. Ooh. That's interesting. That's interesting. I like that. But look at this. I always say I come on in real time at the times I do for a reason. I couldn't not come on when this was about to happen. I tried to build you guys up positively. Well, I didn't build it up positively. I built it up with don't believe the BS that came out on X. I almost believe that that's probably what pushed the price up today. Daniel, I've been hesitant too. No high percentage pattern, just chop with FUD everywhere. Yep, it absolutely is, Daniel. Unfortunately. So while this is shaking itself out real quick, let's read the escrow pattern. And the possibility if the SEC doesn't win the appeal that they'd have to pay back the fine. So, Ripple update, 1 billion XRP transfer. SEC could pay back 125 million to Ripple if appeal fails. So, Ripple unlocked a large volume of XRP tokens on September 1st. And farther down, we'll read through how it was unlocked. The transfer was tracked by whale alerts, and XRP traders pondered on the impact of the large volume unlock. XRP is currently faced with mounting selling pressure and slipped to 55 cents on Sunday. What if the SEC loses their appeal to Ripple Labs? Pro-crypto attorney Fred Rispoli asked a key question to securities lawyers in a recent tweet on X. Rispoli asked whether the SEC would have to pay back the payment remittance firm's $125 million fine along with statutory interest. It remains unclear whether the regulator will choose to appeal the ruling in the lawsuit. In the final ruling, Judge Annalisa Torres upheld the ruling on XRP security status. On the odds of an SEC versus Ripple appeal, can any securities lawyers answer this question for me? If there is an appeal of if Ripple wins on every issue over the SEC, aside from returning the 125 million penalty to Ripple, does the SEC have to pay statutory interest on that? Ooh, that's a hell of a question if you ask me. Let's see if any replies answered this. Oh, I don't want to log in. I'm not logged in. How am I not logged in? I'm usually logged in. Oh, because it's on here. What is this? Oh, I logged in on the wrong one. Of course I did. Well, whatever. We don't need to see their stupid comments, I guess. No, yeah, we do. I'm just going to go to Fred Rispoli on my actual X account. Because I should be following him. Maybe I don't. Maybe that's one that I don't follow for some reason. I try to follow all these guys. Yeah, Oh, wait a minute. This is the wrong Fred Rispoli. I'm going to get too lost in this. No, that's the same one. When did he put this out? August 26th. Okay. Say how many Fred Rispolis can there actually be that are verified? All right, August 26th he put this out. Okay. If there is an appeal, Ripple wins the SEC, yada, yada, yada. Let's see what anybody said. If there was any... So... Generally, Ripple would stay payment of judgment pending appeal and might post a bond securing if the... No, see, no one's answering what he asked. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure. So let's continue. So Ripple released 1 billion XRP tokens through its escrow account or escrow process. The transaction took place in 3 phases. There was first a 500 million release, a 200 million XRP release, and a 300 million XRP token were released. So it was in 3 different phases. So you had 3 different transfers. So XRP price erased nearly 1.7% of its value as traders digested the news of the transfers. On-chain data shows Ripple's active addresses climbed nearly 17% in a single day on September 1st. When combined with the decline in exchange supply, it implies active addresses moved XRP off exchange wallets. This supports a bullish thesis for the altcoin. I didn't know we had a bullish thesis. Oh, man. Maybe I just am an idiot. I just don't see it. The only bullish part I seen was the earlier area from that move from that 55.5 to 60 or 56.18 or whatever. That was the whole setup there. That was it. But this doesn't look great. This doesn't look great at all. We're about to close the weekly candle. And remember yesterday? Now we're in a new monthly now in September. And look how we started this monthly. Now, the good news is here, if by some miracle we could stop coming down, we could have an inverted hammer here and start pushing up. But we've got a long, long, long way to go in this month still. And the good news is we're holding firm above the 2008. Well, let's be honest here. Let's not give horse shit out. We're not above the 2018 resistance anymore. We're below it now firmly. That's a firm look at this. This is a pathetic rejection. Oh, this sucks. But this is what we anticipated. You know, I've gotten much less views here the last few days, except when I go live on my videos, especially the morning update, because I've been more bearish. This should be the time that everybody watches me when I go bearish. Gives you opportunity. If I'm talking bearish, there's a reason why. I don't do it because I want to, believe me. Louville, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom Zone for 2+ years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. Hit that like button indeed, like Mr. Carter said. And Louville said, and Mr. Carter said, you know, you got to listen to me, and he's in Mother's Second Choice. You know, speaking of Mother's Second Choice, because I don't know how many people are here anymore because I don't look, it makes me feel vindicated, and I don't want to know. Mother's Second Choice. We'll play this in the background. If it's too loud, just let me know and I can turn it down a little bit. But thank you to Mr. Carter for giving me the express written consent for Mother's Second Choice to play their copyright music. I refuse to take the money that comes in on the revenue, so I allow them to claim the entire revenue portion, even though they don't want to. They always reject it. But I allow them to claim that portion because I don't want the ad revenue if their music's playing. But the cool part about this is we don't have any ads during live, so now there's nothing to be in dispute about, right, Mr. Carter? But XRP right now, let's see if we can hold hope here. Because the hold hope in the last-ditch effort is that just comes down. We maintain 53.9 cents the whole time. This ends up being remember what we talked about in the beginning, a inverse head and shoulders is our last chance to not be in a bear flag. If that holds, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. We'd first come up to 57.8, and then we'd push over likely 58.7, which I'm deleting the 58.7 because if we get over that first area and we did push back up, that's not going to hold. It's going to go bye-bye. But I'm beyond hoping for anybody who's in a leverage trade, for anybody who's begging XRP and they're on their last ditch effort with XRP, that this goes up. With the understanding that if we don't do it in a heartbeat, we're going to go down to 50 cents, unfortunately. Nobody wants to be the bearer of bad news, especially somebody who's trying to drive an audience to my channel. But I believe in being honest. And right now we're stuck in this damn descending consolidation. And right now the technical target, and this is your last hope. If we break down out of USDT is at 6.0, as in what? Like watching just USD. Oh, the dominance? Holy shit. What the hell is going on? Hey, if the USD dominance is doing this, we're going towards a holy moly. We need this to go up. Wow, I didn't realize the dominance was that far out of control now. Holy shit. That's something we're going to have to keep watching here. We're going to have to monitor this. Well, isn't that a doozy here on this Labor Day weekend? The dominance is just surging right now in USDT. Holy. Does anybody know the importance of the dominance before I say it, out of curiosity? Does anybody know the importance of USDT dominance? And it's a beauty if we get rejected. Oh, I'm not. Whoops, I almost said it. All right, everybody, let me hear it since some of you say you sure do. I want to hear it from my audience. I don't want to spill the beans. I want you to spill the beans. They might not be bad beans. Yes. We need it. That is absolutely our bull clock. And it's right now it's ticking in the wrong direction. I mean, we want to get this rally. Listen, the bottom line is we would like to see this. And this is just my opinion. We've got a cup and handle working. We've got a cup and handle it's working on. And this is why it didn't go under 5.3% on well, it depends which way you're looking at it. This is probably going to fill out. If this filled out all the way up here, that's like 6.7%. What happens to the crypto market, ladies and gentlemen, if the USDT dominance percentage goes up that high? If it goes up, I think it has to finish going up. Is it good or bad if it goes up to 6.7% in the short term for the price of crypto? Just out of curiosity from my audience. One says bad. Well, we see the correlation. It's going up right now, right? And what's crypto doing? It's falling under a key resistance level right now for XRP. It's very bad short term, and it oftentimes pre-runs. You know, it gives you the key signal to a market-wide crash. Not just Bitcoin, not just that every single asset would likely crash. This is where you get a wipeout of all long leverages. I believe before we go up farther, you got to wipe out all the longs anyhow. We just tried to wipe out some of the shorts, you know, when it did what it did. But I'm telling you, man, that we're going to have to watch this dominance now, because if it does push up any farther, we're going to be heading up towards the upper cup and handle. And that's going to bring us up to, that would be crazy. When was the last time we had 6.7% in dominance, as a matter of fact? I guess it wasn't that long ago. Before this, though, before we came up and redid this, how long ago has it been before this current cup was formed? If you guys are wondering how bad it can get, look where we were at 9.4% in November of 22. Remember November of 22? You want to go there? While this was happening, look where the price ended up. It started, where's November? Look at this. November of 22 all the way down at 31.9 cents. So, but it has to finish the leg up. It absolutely has to. So I think this is just validating the possible bearish thesis. And it very well could be revving everybody up for a short. You know, get everybody in who thinks it could go long from here, and then they're just going to break their balls. That's an interesting dynamic. I'm glad you guys were paying attention to that. That's it. That's the inverse. I like to call it an inverse indicator. So if that stuff is going up, everything else is likely going down. Whoops. If the USDT dominance is going up, it only means it's bad for crypto. It's bad for crypto. It's very bad for crypto. I mean, in the short term. Now, understand, if we get a rejection there and we don't have to pull the retracement all the way back up to 9% like we once had, if we get rejected there, it's fine. The problem is when you start building these formations, what if it's not ready at 6.5 and it actually is going to create the biggest cup here? Because, yeah, I showed you the short-term cup on USDT, but it's been building for a while. What if it does come all the way up here again to this fucking 8%? That would put us back down in the mid to low 30s. Probably mid to upper 30s. What am I talking about? Mid to upper 30s if that happens. So what do we think about that dynamic? I'm going to look to see how many people decided to show up today. Holy shit, 105. I definitely wasn't expecting that. 60 people have hit the like button, so less than 60% of my audience hit the like button. Oh man. That's so bad. No, I'm just kidding. That's fine. I'm just glad you guys decided to tune in on this Labor Day, despite the bearish overtone. And no, you guys should not be selling your long bags either. That's the thing. If you bought in at 34 for the price to go plus $1, head back up towards all-time highs, you're looking for retracements here to where you're going to be able to enter a bag. I had a discussion with somebody earlier who talked about XRP about being a bad asset or the worst performing asset, yada, 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 pile trash, blah, 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 right? And I just made the point that XRP actually outperformed my commodity stock. My commodities, the best performing one that I had year over year was up about 53%. Even in current terms, XRP from 34 cents is up, but even from if you bought at 38 cents on the recent dump on XRP, which, let's be honest, folks, you didn't have to wait that far, you didn't have to go that far back. It just happened in, what, July? It happened in July. I believe it was on July 4th, now that I think of it. So even from July 4th, if you would have just bought at the 38.8 cents, let's say, we won't even go down to the bottom, at 55 cents, even now, and just since July, you're up 42%. So to say the asset isn't valuable or can't make you money is improper. It's an improper analysis. I'm waiting to buy on spot. Where is a good price to wait to buy? Excellent question. We're looking to, if you're buying it on spot, unless this flips this resistance to support, which as of right now it is fighting. We are fighting, which is good. We could lock this into a doji hammer candle here. If we just lock in here in the 2 hourly, we could lock this into a hammer candle. Well, you guys can call it a doji if you want. But we could lock this in if it closes this 2 hour candle over 55.3. We could likely try to do a trend reversal here, and that could have been a kick out. But the problem is we're below that, and it still looks very bearish as of right now. So, but the good question of, and Tanya, welcome in, love, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over a year, going on 2 almost now, with the XRP, I told you so badge. The good spot for the uptrend, first area to look at is 40.9 cents. That's the 2020 uptrend. And that's where you should be targeting an entry, somewhere around there. Now, I do have an expandable zone where I would caution you, if it comes down here, it probably won't just stand at 40 cents. It could, but we have seen recent history where it likes to come down here. And then another thing that might keep you from just having it set at 40, maybe you start, is the fact, or you could, is the fact that if it broke down the cup and handle support here at 42.2 cents, you'd come down to the falling channel, and that's down at about 32.22. That's the angels telling us that that's the spot. That's the spot. People called the dominance going up a month ago. Did I miss something? Congratulations to those people. I didn't know that was I didn't know I missed something. Let me read the comments. DXI went back up to 101.2 last I checked. Over 23 months, Tom. Excellent, Tanya. Excellent. One more to go. One more to go. Pip called the dominance going up a month ago. Pip Sniper. Yes, he's excellent. 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 That is good to know. So, yeah, this is what we're looking at. This is what we're looking at right now. But do we really think we're going to come down? That's the thing. What do I always tell everybody every single year? When you see the pumpkins out, get ready for a rally possibly in crypto. It's the same thing every year. It's rinse, repeat. Happens every single year. Every single year. Sometimes we have to wait until late September, early November. But once you see the pumpkins out in October for Halloween, so, but it makes perfect. See, I don't do the fibs, but it makes perfect sense to come down to lower targets. That would make sense for a historical breakout in a sense. But don't get your panties in a bunch by putting all your eggs in one basket by an October breakout. I've been part of this this is the 4th time now. And 3 out of 4, it waited until after October to have the run I really wanted. But it finished it before Christmas or into early January. One time we had a dump in 22 into November, and then it rallied through the end of the year. So October, when I said the pumpkins, when they come out, we're going to have a rally, it dumped right around when the pumpkins came out, and then it exploded out of there. So we oftentimes look for that dump going into Halloween or right around that area. But if anybody was saying, You know, August, September. Those are the dry months. Tax time is the worst months for crypto. People are selling their losses out, and then they're looking. I'm telling you, it's a weird world we live in. When you get the rich, the ones who understand the tax code, and they're not manipulating it, they understand the tax code. They're looking at assets where they're down, and now they're going to dump the entire asset, which brings the price even farther down because they're whales. They write that off as losses. It balances out their gains for the year. Believe it. I'm telling you the truth. They do this all the time. So if you wonder why sometimes they'll buy at 65 and then they'll just sell it at 40 at the end, this is why. They harvest the losses and they rebuy back in on January 1, and then it's the new tax season. It happens every single year and people will go nuts when it dumps right before the new year, and then we have a pump magically on January 1 or 2. It's because everybody who dumped out for tax purposes in 24 now, in 25 they got to rebuy those shares. It happens in the stock market too, all the time. So once you start to understand the formula with the markets, it really is a rinse and repeat type thing. This month, rapid price to all-time highs, then retail comes in for a 3x. I would love to believe that. I would love to believe that. But I'm not seeing that. I don't see 3x in a month and all that stuff. I don't. What I see is that, yes, it's very sloppy now. It's very sloppy what's going on here. But unless we can break out, it's all, in my opinion, everything we ever talk about is likely irrelevant aside from this 2018 resistance support structure. That's it. The rest of it to me it's useless now. It's absolutely useless. Because until we flip this, that means if we don't flip it now, we'll have to come down to some kind of consolidation. And right now it's around that 50-cent mark, 49.7, somewhere depending on the chart, around 49.7 to 50 cents. And that would be our first chance. Now, as I've said many times, if you come all the way up here and do all this work and don't flip this, do we really think it's just going to hold here? Or are we going to have to make another run back down to the 2020 uptrend just to confirm? So, if it goes down from here, we know a big pump's coming soon. Beg! Get on your hands and knees and beg XRP to dump about 40... What is this? Beg XRP. And you might think that this is self-destructive, but I'm going to tell you why it's not in a minute. Let's just say it's at 54.8, even though it's a tiny bit higher. Beg it. Beg it. To come down 23.7%. Beg. Did it really? 54.8. Yep, it is starting to come back down. But beg it for that drop. We need it. And do you hear me saying I'm going to sell my XRP because I want it to go down 23%, and then I'm only going to be in the profit by, at that point, probably 20%, 15%. No. I prefer to go deeper. Because like I said, when I put on the cold wallet when it was at 34, and then when I got that chance at 38, and God bless us if we get another chance, I will buy over the top through the XRP Bitcoin pairing and manipulate it. Like last time I bought $5,000 worth. We made about 30%. We manipulated the shit out of it, and then we sold out our holdings after it went up that percentage, and we just kept adding to our cold wallet. So the ones I kept from 38 cents went to the cold wallet. The ones I had at 34 that I didn't want to trade are sitting in the cold wallet. They don't sit on the exchange because they're too manipulated. When I want to trade, I have funds to trade on the exchange. Let me put it in perspective for everybody. I have not deposited money on an exchange, and let this sink in, since 2021. Which means my trading strategy actually works. I do not, and I withdraw money all the time, as some of you see. And Cash App's been my latest venture because I started building into B2 Gold until I wasn't. Because I had to sell when it gave me the sell signal, and I was so pissed about it. But we had a sell signal, and you're going to have to decide whether or not you want to take advantage or you're going to keep holding with that, because that's an educated and informed decision. We might as well look at that very quickly. It tried to tweak a sell signal in for us, folks. But we didn't buy into it, but it tried. It's trying right now even. $2.80 on a rejection here is very bearish. But it held this. Looks like a small V shape. Looks like we could come up hot. But if it gets rejected here, pay attention. $2.83 on Tuesday. Gold, it's going to be very interesting Monday night when it comes online, because I don't think it comes online tonight with Labor Day. I could be wrong, though, because it's bullion. I just don't know. But I think it should have already been online if it was going to be right now. So I think it stays closed until tomorrow. So it really puts us in an interesting loop here with crypto. I mean, look at it. I don't bullshit my audience. A lot of people hate me who don't know me because I'm bearish at times. You want somebody to be bearish. Why would you want somebody coming on saying it's going up 24/7? Fuck that. I wish there was somebody like you want forget the humbleness for a second. I'm not going to be humble for 1 second. It's still humility, but the humbleness. I wish I had somebody like me when I was trading, when I was starting out. I wish somebody would have been a straight shooter to me. I wish they would have told me, cover your ass. You're getting bent over and you're going to be thrusted out. I wish they would have told me this stuff. I'm so sick of seeing people just tell me it's going up. Fuck that. If it's bearish, I'm going to tell you. Sorry. And it looks bearish. And I've been saying this. And USDT, yowzers indeed. It's telling us everything we need to know. And then some. Oh, just like prison, my friend. We're talking about not the old, we're not talking about the county lockup. We're talking about the state penitentiary here. Or the federal penitentiary. It gets bad. But I've also not misled you. I've also said how we could change this narrative. If we somehow don't lose this structure and somehow bounce out, which seems less and less likely the more we come down. But, you know, I accomplished 2 things today. One, I got to celebrate and remember my grandma who passed away 7 years ago. They had a remembrance at the church. They mentioned your name a little bit. We're in a Lebanese, that's a Maronite church, so it's Catholic Maronite, so yeah. So, I was able to do that, so remember my grandma. And my grandpa passed away 23 years ago. My grandpa Spica. It was either August 25th or 28th or 23rd, 2 weeks before 9/11. So, you know, remembering that, but also I understand further with the copy trading too. It's a good thing we needed to know. We can't trade XRP because of the differential. We can likely still trade Ethereum, but it's good to know that XRP, the solution wasn't solved. In fact, it's probably worse. That's good to know. It's good to know that right now we're entering oversold in the hourly. 45's rather oversold. Oh, no, it's not that oversold, actually. It's less than I thought it would be. My God, this look... Ooh. This is absolutely a leverage play, pump. I agree. It's an up-down play. Because look at it. You came up, and if the leverage traders that wanted to go short were paying attention to that move, they could have easily shorted it, maybe not even from there, and just took this plus-minus area at 55.4. Once it came down below it, they decided to short it. Got the rejection here, which is where if you've been paying attention, you could have opened there as well. And then wrote it right down to here at 53.9. Me personally, I don't like to short the market. And some people say, Tom, you cost yourself money. I disagree because I can just ride that. So when people are shorting it, I'm looking for the covered shorts who come in too late that have to cover their losses by selling. And then they sell it to my long position. So I like to buy it after that incredible drop. I put it in a spot where I don't ever buy the first drop. I wait for the consolidation and the finish off. So I'm waiting. Although today I had a perfect, let's not talk about that anymore before I blow up. But I'm looking for, it's either going to be 53.9 as the next opportunity, or it finishes out the technical drop here all the way down, which seems more likely if I'm being honest, all the way down to 50 cents. I don't know. Has anything changed your mind this weekend? It hasn't changed mine. In fact, it made me even believe more what's going to happen, to be honest. Man, Rob, look at that with Ethereum. Look how quickly that bent over the shorts and now bent over the long within like a 5-hour period today. Unbelievable what they did in the market. It never changes. That's the thing. It never changes. That's why I always say spot is king. 519 is the lowest. Why is that, Nick? I'm just curious. Why is it 519? Because if we break down, technically it's already given us the target. I'm not just throwing out a number that I think. It's just the pattern setup. Maybe I measured it wrong. I want to know so that I can relook at it so I can make sure. Then again, that's USDT, so it is slightly different. Yeah, it looks like we're rugging. It really does. It looks like we're probably going to have a rug pull. And why not use the thinly traded weekend of Labor Day? This was the fear coming into the weekend. You know what the bigger fear is? That there's going to be escalation in World War III. Because they always do it when the markets are closed. And what better time than on Labor Day? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. That makes more sense, the XRP USD. That's why I was asking you, because you use the fair value gaps and you always share it. That's why I was wondering. So, what was that again? We're going to put this on the chart. So maybe it doesn't come all the way to 50. Maybe it can stop out. Fib took me to 47.11 at 786 for the lowest. I like that area too. I like that area too. The 47 cent, that is actually, where's this at? Whoops, not the XRP Bitcoin pairing. That's in between. Let's look at the fib. Let's look at the fib. I'm going to look at the Fibonacci according to the indicators here. So if you're looking at XRP, you can do this too. Let's say you have no knowledge or you have all the knowledge in the world. You still want to fact check. Like, I want to see everything against what I think I know. So, right now it's a sell. Remember just a while ago we were at strong buy. Now it's actually telling us sell. So let's go to more technicals. In the weekly, we're still in the buy. We got a neutral on the oscillators. In the daily, it's sell. Strong sell, sell, sell. So it looks shitty. In the 4 hourly, it looks even worse. There's 0 buys in the 4 hourly. On the oscillators, there's 1 buy between the oscillators and moving averages. In the daily, the weekly's a little stronger. The monthly's pretty neutral. But now let's go from the 4 hour perspective, folks. Let's come down here first. The Fibonacci levels in the 4 hourly. So, right now we've got 52.7 cents is support 3. So that's our nearest support in the 4 hourly. Support 2 is 55.4 cents. Support 1 is 57 cents in the 4 hourly. Now, if we have to go to the daily to find those lower ones in the Fibonacci, we can. Because look at support 1. On point with what somebody just said, around 47 cents. Support 1's at 46.5 cents if we lose the pivot point in the daily on the Fibonacci at 54.6, which we're fighting with right now. That would suggest our next support area, holy shit, is all the way down at 46.5 in the daily. Wow. That's lower than I would have anticipated. Damn. Let's get out of there before people have a stroke. The 4 hourly, it suggests, oh man, we're breaking through these easily too. We already broke down 57, 55. Our next area up for grabs is 52. I don't like the looks of this. Look at all this. Relative strength index in the 4 hourly, sell in the 14. Stochastic 14.33, neutral. I mean neutral on the first two. Commodity channel index neutral on the 20. Average directional index 14. Neutral. Momentum 10, sell. The moving average convergence divergence level 12 and 26, sell. Stochastic RSI. Fast 3, 14, 14, neutral. Williams percent range 14, neutral. Bull bear power, neutral. Ultima oscillator 7, 14, 28, neutral. And this is where we get the fireworks. This is all 4 hourly, folks. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. There's not a buy on the fucking board here. What a change from a couple weeks ago, indeed. Exponential moving average, EMA 10, sell at 55.8 cents. My favorite part of the show. Simple moving average 10, sell at 56.09. EMA 20, sell at 56.2. SMA 20, sell at 56.1. EMA 30, sell at 56.6. SMA 30, the simple moving average, sell at 56.5 cents. EMA average 50, sell 57.2. SMA 50, sell 57.7. EMA 100, sell at 57.7. SMA 100, sell at 58.2. EMA average 200, sell at 57.3. SMA 200, sell at 57.5. Ichimoku baseline 926.52.26. We got a break. Neutral. Volume weighted moving average 20, sell at 56.1. And the Hall moving average gave us a sell on the 9 at 55.2, which played out. I can't tell you. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some asshole on YouTube. So I can't tell you whether or not to short it. I can only tell you as of right now, it looks like we're going around 50 cents. But we could invalidate that structure as we've talked about. And the daily, look at it's all sells except for one as well. So this ain't looking great, folks. Not looking great. Let's see in the 30-minute. Still very bearish on the 30, even on this. So, but if I was telling you which side you should lean to, I'm not going to tell you because I want you to fish for yourself, but I will feed you some knowledge here so that you can actually fish. Anytime you see us under that blue line right there, that's the 2018 resistance support line. It's been resistance for 6.5 years. Anytime it's below it, it's bearish. Now you're in kind of no man's land here because we would need to break down this 54 cents or 53.9 for the further continuation. So until that breaks, we technically could have put in some weird inverse pattern. I don't know if it could actually play out. But if this breaks, technically, I'd say it's around 50 cents. Hey, I appreciate that. Juan says, Tom, you're the GOAT. I would have took Tim, too. That's fine. Tim, Tom, it's close enough. Oh, it's a killer pump. Who is that? Who is that YouTuber you talked about again? I want to share that name one more time. The fact they talked about the USDT, I want to make sure I actually give this person a chance. They're talking about something that I can get behind. Who was this again? Pip. Pip. Oh, Pip Sniper. Thank you. Pip Sniper. I've never heard of them. Maybe I have. Maybe. Oh, here we go. Pip Snipers. I don't want to play their content. I just want... Ooh, it's a small channel, too. Oh, this is even better. I'm going to subscribe. I'm subscribing to Pip Sniper. I'm going to do my due diligence and watch through some of their videos. So I'm gonna start paying attention to this person. Some of my most trustworthy members are talking. I'm gonna give a like without even watching. Beautiful. I love watching. Beautiful. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you all for that information. I'm not gonna talk it up until I find out, but I really do appreciate it. I do. I really appreciate this because I struggle to find people that actually give honest analysis, and it sounds like we've got somebody here. So just over 5,400 subscribers. So maybe by me showing the channel, maybe this person can grow to 5,500. Maybe 20 people follow, you know. But it's nice to support some of the smaller channels too. I feel like a smaller channel, but I always forget now that we have over 23,000 subscribers. So I'm not technically that small. I'm smaller than the ones with 50 and 100K, but not quite as small as the ones below 10 and 5,000. When you get there, it seems like a lot compared to the ones at 1. And then when you're at 1,000, it seems like a lot to compared to the ones that are at 100 or 5. If I told you that 95 or 96% of channels never make it over 100 subscribers, would it keep you from attempting it? If I told you that 99% of stations never hit 1,000, would it stop you? If I told you 99.7% of stations never hit 20,000 subscribers, would you try? You have to make history for yourself. When I first started, everybody told me I was crazy and that this was no way to do things. Everybody told me, why would you take your time and do this on YouTube? You're never going to make it. We've made it enough. We have 23,000 subscribers plus, 23,100 plus. So, you know, I've made it in the way I wanted to, that I thought I could. Now I believe we're going to make it to 6 figures in subscribers, but it's going to take until somewhere around 2028. From that stretch to 2028 to 2030, I think is going to be the greatest. It's going to be the biggest growth in my channel. The problem is I'm going to have to be around for 9 years to experience it. I'll be here, but for some people, they can't make it during the journey. I think there's a few people I've come across that if they just keep pushing, they're going to be something big. I really do. You're gifted the gift of gab. I absolutely am gifted with that. Good or bad. It's got me in a lot of trouble in my life because I spoke the truth within the gab. You know, but it can get you in trouble. But yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. I gotta go help Julie too with our son soon. Can we get to 100 likes? Only 96? Wah, I'm not gonna beg. I'm not gonna beg. It helps you. Yeah, it does. I think it helps me. Because I don't have to rehearse my content. I literally just come on and start talking. I look and it's already happened. Like when I wake up, you guys can see I'm not rehearsing anything. I wake up in the morning on my update and I literally have just rolled. I haven't even taken a piss yet. So I literally just turn my tablet on and do a 20-minute update. And then it just comes together and then I know what to expect. I'm so glad that you guys shared that name with me. Pip Sniper. I'm looking forward to look at this content. The fact that 4 or 5 of you that are ones that I really value your opinion have talked about this person now today. And now some of my audience is following. Oh, I love it. Hell no, I'm not buying XRP right now. Kicking it. If you're not familiar with my work, sub 40 cents is where I think is the ideal buy. Now, will we ever get back there? That's up for debate. But you have to buy around that 2020 uptrend until you don't. I know it sounds stupid, right? You have to buy there until you can't. So the problem is if you haven't bought there, do we ever get back there? And yes, we could. We could get back there. Now, it would be until you can't, as if we would have held that 55 cent 2018 resistance and flipped it to support. Then it's a very real chance that we could be off to the races if we could get out of this area, which we haven't been able to. So now we default back down to our default uptrend, which is all the way down there. Let's get rid of some of this. There's just too much noise on this chart. I appreciate the chart, but we know where we're going. Too much noise. We got to keep that downtrending support just in case so we can see the expansion. This is still... that's too much noise even right there. So yeah, we would default back to the next buy would be around 41.5 if you haven't entered the market, because that's the 2020 uptrend. If it fell below there, we could all get a miracle drop. Everybody always laughs at me when I say I want it to go cheaper than my buy-in so I can buy more. I believe in the asset, so I'll just buy more over the top so that I can swing trade it out, the one over the top, and then I'll just keep adding to the cold wallet. It's a rinse and repeat for me. It happens all the time. If I could tell everybody how much XRP's made for me, it'd probably make your head blow up. For the ones who haven't made dick on XRP. It's been very kind to our community if you just follow along in the proper way. It really, really has. And right now it's giving us another setup. You're fucked. It's the you're fucked setup. Now, it can come out of the year after setup, but we'd have to invalidate the drop by not only coming over the 2018 resistance, but now we have to invalidate this whole thesis by coming all the way the fuck over 63 cents now. That's a big differential now, isn't it? We're building a mountaintop up here. But now we're clearing it all up in between. So if you want it to go up, you got to come down. And if we want this to be an inverse setup, we got to, and I hate to say it and be the bearer of bad news, I could see the person who said 51.6 though. I could see that too with that fib. I could see the 51.6 area stopping us. But it doesn't look great right now. Remember the ways to invalidate the structure. Just remember how to invalidate it. And if you're trying to set yourself up to trade XRP in the USA or abroad, look in the video description below. 2 fantastic choices. They'll have the lowest spot trading fees for sure worldwide with HOTCOIN and BITUNIX. You don't need a KYC or VPN unless you're sending or receiving from a bank account. It's that simple. But get yourself set up before the drop happens. Bitcoin looks like hell. I still have a technical target of 53,979. That hasn't changed at all. I even drew it out for everybody. So, I think XRP King says, I love your channel. That's what I like to hear. He loves it despite me looking like the abominable snowman you know, Harry Henderson. But he understands that this is for a reason why my hair is growing. One, because I'm 40 and who knows the last day I'll have hair. My grandpa certainly doesn't have that much hair on my mom's side. My dad doesn't have much hair on the top. But we said we're not cutting it, or I said to my audience, and you know, you got to be loyal to the audience, and sometimes you got to do things that make you look stupid. So, so I'm just growing my hair and my goatee out until at least it hits $1. But it was supposed to be until all-time highs. I just gave myself a clause at $1 in case. Julie understands that she might be in it for the long haul, and I might look like the Sasquatch by the time this is over. I'm already looking like the Sasquatch. What's beyond the Sasquatch? Cousin It? Something. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at there. For Bitcoin, I'm just waiting. Right now, we're in the waiting phase. We're absolutely in the waiting phase. ADA, you want to know my thoughts on ADA Cardano? Why buy it? If you can buy Algo at 11.8 cents, why buy ADA if it's 3 times more expensive? I think it's got the... For me, I think the wrong players are involved with ADA. I've said it since 21, and I'll continue saying it. I got beaten down by everybody at $2 when I said I'm not buying that garbage. I'll stick with my garbage, which is XRP. My preferred garbage is XRP. Everybody thinks it's trash, but that's my preferred trash. What's their trash is my antique. XRP is like an antique to me. It's going to appreciate when everybody realizes exactly that we're going to the digital era. And that means digital ID, which is why Polygon Matic should be heavily considered as well. You know what? As a matter of fact, starting today, we're back on Matic. I'm going to watch. We're back watching Matic. I said when the time was right and it felt right, I'd start watching it again. It feels right. Oh, and those scumbags. Those scumbags, KuCoin. What have I talked about KuCoin for the longest time, that they were going to turn their back? Hi, I want to join with my life. What the hell does that mean? Alex, you want to join with your life? What does that mean? You can't join with your life. I'm not taking souls, friend. I don't know. But look at KuCoin. Can we pull this up, please? Why doesn't it pull this to the side? I don't want to see all of this. But KuCoin, so... Look at... Based on your identity verification information, you currently... And I didn't do any ID verification. You currently reside in a restricted country/region. We are unable to provide services in your current location due to local laws, regulations, or policies. We apologize for the inconvenience caused. If you are not from a restricted country region, please use... Julie, I'm about to log off. Please use our platform in a supported country/region and complete the case. But I told everybody, I warned everybody that they were going to turn their back on the USA and that their exchange had the improper liquidity. They would only let you trade in USDT, not USDC, and that's a #1 giveaway. Yep. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that they did that. Well, not unbelievable. It's very believable, actually. So let's take a look. I just want to see where Matic's at right now. Oh, yes. Look at that. We waited the whole shitstorm out, and now it's going to go even lower. Yes. This is why I didn't want to look at it for a long time. I drew that out a long time ago, and we had to play through this. Oh, my God. It's actually below it. It's about fucking time. I said I would not talk about it until it finished this part of the rotation because I didn't want to see it. I'd start talking about it once it broke down. I told you, something about me felt like it was time to start talking about this again. It finally, look at that. I drew that out so jank too. Unbelievable. It actually is below this. I'm so happy now. You're right. Some of you are right. Crypto is starting to approach that phase now where we need this real big drop here. And then we could potentially start building out again. We really need to pay attention to this drop, everybody. Somebody else said that in this live, but we need to pay attention to this drive. I mean, this drop. That's the short term, but that's not the long term, though. Are we really getting back? Is it really getting back to this buy area? Like, is it really going to finally dump and do what I've been waiting for all the eons? I can't believe we're here. I stopped watching Matic in 2023 because I said I was waiting. Once it got rejected, or once it was down here, it started rolling up. I said, I'm waiting for this pattern to play out so I can buy the lower levels. It was actually really nice. Thank you for asking about her service. It was nice. I mean, there was other people they mentioned, but having them mention her and talk about her for, a minute or two was nice. It was nice to hear. KG, I appreciate you asking that question. It was actually nice. Very blessed. If you're in the UK and you use KuCoin, I would still not use it. They're an exchange that leverages USDT. That means they don't have a proper holdings. That means that they have improper liquidity if they only use USDC. I really like your show, though. I think it's going to 42 cents. You very well might be right. You very well might be right. And honestly, the reason I say that, and I got to go, guys. Julie already came over here. But I like to be very thorough. You might be perfectly on the money. You know why that's perfect? That's the cup and handle support, my friend. That's the cup and handle support at 42.20. I think you're dead on the money, probably. We've got those support levels we talked about, but I really do believe it. Yeah, I was watching for it to go under $1 forever. Then they went off the cliff and kept going down, so never got back in. Yep, same with me. Same with me. We rode it up probably in 23. We didn't ride it all the way to $1.20. We went from like that 40-something cents to 70-something. Then it had a catastrophic drop back down to 40 when we sold out. It actually went up to like 80, but we sold at lower 70s. Started to form a bearish proposition, which it ended up coming out of, and then it collapsed back down. Europe does not like USDT. That's good. You shouldn't like USDT. It's terrible. It's backed by nothing. But yeah, this is a show, everybody. Thank you all so much. 112 likes. Wow. And we had one $5 donation, so it's not like we didn't get a donation. And sometimes you don't get new members of Tom's Army or donations. What you get is knowledge. Not only did I get knowledge in terms of the charts from all of you and in terms of assets, I got knowledge of another influence. I hate BitGat. BitGat turned their back on the USA. It was the first exchange that I ever got behind where I actually thought it had some kind of, it had a good wave for the USA. They started to back the USA, a lot of stuff in the USA. And all of a sudden, it came to my attention that they were about to get rid of USA holders. So I did a 180 flip, actually a 360 flip, and told everybody, get rid of BitGat. They're about to get rid of USA users. And it was very devastating to see it, to be honest. Because they had a large liquidity pool of things you don't normally see on typical exchanges. Same thing with MEXC, but they both turned their back on us. So BitGat, I would advise against it in the USA. If you have it outside the USA, they're known to be sleazeballs by getting rid of people after they're already on the exchange. But they have a lot of opportunity on there because there's a lot of different ecosystems. A lot. So they were good when I used them, but once they turned their back on us, when I got the word that they were going to, you could tell. Because it was starting to be in the rumblings, and then they put out a listing, and sure shit, 2 months later, they wouldn't let anybody with the IP. Same thing KuCoin just did. Same thing that MEXC did. Same thing that we are, thanking our shining stars that BITUNIX has stayed true to XRP even during the lawsuit. We're thanking our shining stars right now that HOTCOIN has shown an allegiance to the USA, and they actually have all the proper paperwork. So, there's that. Rob, thank you so much for the $6.99 donation. That's too generous. You're already in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP predictor, and you talk to me outside of the shows. So you give me as, not everybody will talk to me outside the show. They'll talk to me during the show. What would I recommend in Canada? BITUNIX. BITUNIX is worldwide. That's my A1. I love HOTCOIN too if you want to copy trade me, but I love BITUNIX. If I'm being honest, BITUNIX should be available. It's worldwide. I believe it is available still in Canada. Unless they went off the rocker here with BITUNIX. But that was one that is still available worldwide. So. Look, there's my re-up in Tom's Army. Look at that. I've re-upped in Tom's Army, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know which account it is, but I have now re-upped in Tom's Army at Google. I believe that's for my son's account that he watches me on. Thomas Speaker the Third. He's only 5, but he's damn smart, even though he can't talk. He only says like 3 words, but he's it's like developmentally delayed from a severe car accident, maybe on the autistic side. But he's damn smart. He's a damn smart little man. But yeah, I gotta go, everybody. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. Julie's probably like, what the hell is he doing? It's